Hello, Bobby Torres of Frightbox recording here, critiquing subscriber mixes, episode 31. So before we dive into today's group of mixes, I just want to let you know that until tomorrow at midnight, I've opened the doors to the Frightbox Mix Crypt. In the Frightbox Mix Crypt, we mix a brand new song every single month, and you get a detailed mix breakdown of my mix of the song, as well as a full multi-track download so you can mix the song along with me. There are also personalized mix reviews exclusive to members of the Frightbox Mix Crypt, where I listen to your mix live during our call, and you could have direct access to me in real time. Mix Crypt members also have full access to our entire Frightbox Mix Crypt library, which is our entire back catalog of songs, multi-track downloads, tutorials, and live call replays. I also do a live group coaching call at the end of each month where members can hang out with me, ask any questions that they have, and I'm right there live to answer your questions in real time. Now, on top of everything, you'll also have full access to the Frightbox Mix Crypt community, which is our private community made up of like-minded producers and mixers where we hang out, share our work, and help each other out with our mixes. If you're interested in becoming a member of the Frightbox Mix Crypt, there are links below in this video's description, as well as a pinned comment. Click the link and learn more about the Frightbox Mix Crypt. The doors are open until tomorrow night at midnight. All right, so with that out of the way, let's dive into today's group of mixes. And our first mix here comes from Easyo. They have a little electronic kind of glitch there. I don't think that was intentional. Okay, dude, I like the riffs. I think the performances actually sound pretty solid. The cymbals are just extremely loud. Like, actually, they're hurting my ears level loud. So you might want to check your monitors and make sure maybe your tweeters aren't working, or maybe you're listening in headphones and they're just really dark sounding. But yeah, your cymbals are super loud. What I recommend to help you out with this is listen to your favorite mixes by maybe a pro producer. And don't try to make your mix sound exactly like their mix, because that's never going to happen. Nobody can copy any mixer. Even great mixers can't copy each other. But just listen to the overall tonal balance. Listen to how loud their cymbals are, how much low end exists in their mix or mixes. Because in this case, again, the performances sound great, and even the source sounds sound cool. But yeah, the cymbals, super loud, super loud. And it looks like the mix is clipping. I guess you're trying to make your mix loud. I would recommend just getting the levels right as far as the instrumentation and just bringing down the cymbals. And then once you have your mix to where it's pretty balanced, then experiment with making your mix louder. But thank you so much for your submission, and I can't wait to hear your future work. All right, our next mix here comes from Brandon. Let's see what we got. Oh, I heard a weird edit in there, Brandon. Something's going on with your snare drum. The overall balance is really, really warm and really solid. Cymbals sound like they're at a good level. A little dark overall. Guitars are loud, which is very, very common, especially if you're a guitar player mixing this. Let's keep listening. I would take your guitars, bring them down ever so slightly, and I would actually bring the crashes up. Only the crashes, if you have access to only the crashes and not your spot mics, meaning like not your hat and your ride. I dig this. Let's keep listening. Yeah, something weird is going on with the editing there. Yeah, man, you might want to check your drum tracks. There's some weird thing happening where I hear glitches in the drum tracks. Before I heard it on the snare, now I'm hearing it during that kick China thing. And you might want to bring the vocals down. But yeah, man, a lot of potential here. The mix overall sounds really, really good, really professional. Little tweaks to this mix that I'm listening to, they're going to make it way more professional. And let me know how that works out for you. And I can't wait to hear your future productions. Thanks for your submission. Okay, our next mix here comes from Aaron, and he said in his email that he's having trouble with this mix translating. So let's pay close attention to the mix and see if we can spot what's going on. Let's check it out. Okay, Aaron, I like what I'm hearing. Cool riffs, cool arrangement. Sounds like a well-written tune. I could already hear frequency response-wise. You have a huge hole in like the upper part of the low end, so like around 100 to 200 hertz. For some reason, there's not a lot happening there. I don't know if you're sucking a bunch of that out on your tube bus, trying to make your mix less low-endy. But I hear a lot of deep subs. So what's happening here is you have a bunch of really, really, really low frequency energy, and then you have a hole in the upper part of the low frequency spectrum. And then you have a lot of like harsh mid-range and not a whole lot of top, right? Now, there's no magic to this. There's no magical plugin or analyzer that you could use, unfortunately. It just comes down to knowing your environment. Now, you don't need to have fancy acoustic treatment. You don't even need expensive monitors. I'm listening on IK Multimedia iLouds, which are super cheap desktop monitors, because I mix so much music on this setup, and because I'm in here hours and hours a day listening to all different music, not only my own, I know how music should sound right here, and I can tell right away what's happening and why your mix isn't translating. This mix is going to sound harsher on smaller speakers, and it's going to sound super subby and kind of out of balance and maybe overly low-endy on a bigger rig, right? Where you have maybe a subwoofer or just bigger speakers in general. So keep that in mind. You might want to make sure that you're not over EQing your tube bus if that's what's going on. It sounds... I suspect, I could be wrong, but I suspect you're doing a whole lot of EQ to try and compensate on your master bus instead of just getting the level right of the instruments in the mix itself. I used to be guilty of this. I remember back in the day, I bought a program called T-Rax, and I thought the secret to getting a good sounding mix was to master it. So I would sit there for hours upon hours upon hours mastering my mix in a standalone T-Rax program back in 2005. And then now I'm at the point where I know it all comes down to just proper instrument choices, good source sounds, a solid mix, basic level control, and then your mastering should take care of itself. So great job, Aaron. That's why your mix isn't translating. Give those tweaks a shot and let me know how it works out for you. Thanks for your submission. All right, our final mix here comes from Mr. Austin. Let's check it out. A lot of limiting. You can't even see the mix moving the meters. I hear a ton of distortion. Now, your mix actually sounds really warm and pretty pleasant, actually, in a way. So if you like this super clipped, super limited, kind of crunched, distorted kind of thing, overall master, then by all means, keep doing what you're doing. I am not really the biggest fan of that personally. It's just personal taste. If this were my mix, I would right away just reduce the overall volume so I have a little bit of wiggle room, just letting a little more transient through. Also, there's a lot of high frequency stuff going on your kicks and snares, like in the super duper top, where I wouldn't really want those frequencies to exist. Let me listen again. Yeah, that's becoming fatiguing for me. The kick and snare, there's a lot of stuff around 10K and above. A lot of times if you're mixing completely in the box and using like stock samples, I just roll off all the super duper top because I don't want that. We have to remember back in the day when people would use a lot of, even to this day, when you record using or mix using a lot of analog gear, it naturally rolls off the top and saturates the sound and reduces transient. So when we're mixing completely in Reaper or Logic or whatever, a lot of those high frequencies still exist. So you're going to have to get rid of them. And I definitely would in this case. Nothing crazy, just a roll off above like 10K, 9K, and in extreme cases, maybe even 8K. But is this a full song? I guess it's a short instrumental. That seems to be very common. People send me mixes all the time that are very, very short, only a few riffs with no vocals, programmed drums, programmed bass, which is cool. But at the end of the day, if you plan on making this a full song, send it to me once it has vocals, once it's completely done, because then I could really, really dive deep and help you out as far as the mix as a whole. But Austin, thank you so much for your submission. You have a lot of potential. Just take those tweaks, give them a shot. If you like how they turned out, keep doing it. And if not, if you like super loud masters, keep doing what you're doing right now. So I would just like to shout out and thank everyone for submitting this excellent group of mixes. And if you're interested in submitting a mix to the channel, there are detailed instructions in this video's description box. And again, the Frightbox Mix Crypt is open only until tomorrow night at midnight. Mix a brand new song with us every single month, hang out during our live calls, have me critique your mixes once a month, and let's work together and improve each other's productions. If you found this video helpful, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to click the bell icon so you can be notified every single time I upload a video on metal and rock production. Until next time, happy mixing.